You've been told your whole life that discipline is about doing more. Wake up earlier, grind harder, push through. But what if I told you, the people who achieve the most do less than you think? They're not superhuman. They've just mastered a hidden truth. Discipline isn't about control. It's about subtraction. Because the more you try to control everything, the less control you actually have. Welcome to the discipline paradox. Why doing less makes you stronger. We live in a culture obsessed with more. More productivity, more side hustles, more content. Every book, every podcast, every morning routine guru tells you, if you want to win, outwork everyone else. But here's the problem. We confuse activity with progress. We glorify being busy because it feels like we're doing something. But deep down, we know it's not moving us anywhere. Psychologists call this the action bias. Our tendency to prefer doing something over doing nothing, even when doing nothing is smarter. You check emails you don't need to read. You tweak projects that are already done. You fill your day so full that you never actually think. And in the name of discipline, you become a slave to movement instead of a master of direction. Because here's the paradox. The harder you try to do everything, the weaker your focus becomes. Neuroscience has a brutal truth. Your brain is not built for multitasking. It's built for focus, one deliberate act at a time. Every time you switch tasks, your brain pays a refocus tax. It's like shutting down and restarting your mental computer, and each reboot drains your energy. But what's worse is that we start to equate fatigue with meaning. We think being exhausted means we've been productive. That if we're tired at the end of the day, we must have done something right. But that's not discipline. That's burnout disguised as effort. True discipline isn't about pushing until you collapse. It's about knowing what to let go of. Because every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. In ancient Japan, samurai practiced something called shibumi, the pursuit of effortless perfection. It wasn't about doing more sword drills. It was about doing the right ones, so precisely, so repeatedly, that mastery became effortless. That's the paradox. When you do less but better, discipline becomes invisible. You no longer force yourself to act. You simply become the kind of person who acts effortlessly. Most people think the disciplined life is one of restriction. But real discipline is freedom. Freedom from decision fatigue. Freedom from guilt. Freedom from noise. Because the less you have to think, the more power you have to act. Control is an illusion. We think discipline means controlling every detail. But the truth? The more control you seek, the more fragile you become. That's why perfectionists burn out. That's why overachievers plateau. You can't control outcomes. You can only control your inputs, your focus, your priorities, your presence. When you strip away the unnecessary, you stop reacting and start creating. When your day has fewer moving parts, your attention becomes a weapon. And when you stop trying to force discipline, you start to embody it. Because discipline isn't control, it's clarity. Studies show that productivity drops after 55 hours a week. Beyond that, your brain literally starts to make more mistakes. Creativity collapses. Memory worsens. Decision quality nosedives. Yet we keep going, because we think slowing down is failure. But neuroscience disagrees. Rest is not the opposite of work. It's part of it. Your best ideas don't come while grinding. They come while walking, showering, and daydreaming. Einstein used to sail alone for hours, doing nothing, and that's where his breakthroughs came from. Doing less doesn't make you lazy. It makes you strategic. Because if you're always sprinting, you'll never learn how to run forever. The real reason people can't stay disciplined is because they still see discipline as a task. Something you do, not something you are. But discipline isn't about forcing behavior. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally makes the right choice without a battle in your head. That shift happens when you remove friction. When you stop trying to change 10 things at once. When you stop trying to be perfect. Cut to scene. Someone removing distractions. deleting apps, cleaning desk, turning off phone. Minimalism isn't about having less. It's about needing less. When you stop needing motivation to act, you stop losing energy to resistance. You don't need to be a soldier of willpower. You need to be an architect of the environment. Let me ask you something. If you could only do one thing today, and do it with absolute focus, what would it be? Because that one thing is probably the only thing that actually matters. Most people chase 10 goals halfway and never finish one. But the disciplined don't do more, they do less. And that's why they win. There's a mental law called the law of least effort. Nature always finds the easiest path, and humans are no different. When your energy is scattered, you fight resistance every step. But when you do less intentionally, your mind relaxes into flow, and in flow, effort disappears. You don't get stronger by lifting more, you get stronger by lifting right. We've romanticized hustle culture, turned exhaustion into a personality trait. We say, I'm busy, like it's a badge of honor. But hustle without clarity is chaos. And chaos destroys consistency. The people you admire, the ones who seem effortlessly productive, aren't doing more. They're doing less more precisely. They've built systems, not willpower. They've automated what doesn't matter. They've made peace with saying no. Because every yes is a leash, and freedom begins with no. True discipline is cyclical, not constant. Even the most productive people know when to stop. Professional athletes rest strategically. Writers take thinking days. Even nature sleeps. Seasons change to restore energy. So why do you think you're the exception? You can't build a strong mind on a broken nervous system. The mind and body need rhythm, not grind. Stillness is the reset that allows discipline to be reborn. Because what you call laziness might just be recovery in disguise. There's a concept I call strategic laziness. It's the art of doing less on purpose, so you can do what matters with power. It's not procrastination. It's precision. It's knowing that not every battle is worth fighting. Not every goal deserves your time. Not every yes deserves your energy. Discipline isn't about squeezing more in. It's about letting go of the noise that weakens your aim. Because when you stop fighting unnecessary battles, you finally have strength for the war that matters. We cling to doing more because we're scared. Scared of being left behind. Scared of not being enough. Scared of silence because silence forces reflection. But silence is where the truth hides. It's where discipline grows roots. You can't build inner strength on noise. You build it on clarity. And clarity only comes when you give yourself the permission to pause. Sometimes the most disciplined thing you can do is to stop. So here it is, the paradox revealed. Doing less doesn't make you weaker. It makes you sharper. Cuts away distraction. It turns scattered energy into focused momentum. Because the truth about discipline is simple. You don't become stronger by doing more. You become stronger by doing what matters most and eliminating everything else. Discipline isn't about how much you do. It's about how much you can ignore. And when you master that, you stop chasing control and finally become it. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up again. You'll check your phone. You'll feel that pull, that itch to do more. But maybe just this once, you'll pause. You'll pick one thing. You'll do it with calm, focused intensity. And when it's done, you'll walk away. And that's when you'll realize you didn't need to do more to feel powerful. You just needed to do less on purpose. Less isn't weakness. It's mastery. If this hits something deep, you already know what to do. Don't scroll. Don't move on. Hit subscribe and start doing less to become more.